Hey y'all, Hazel and I just got up from a nap. It was a power nap, only about an hour. I'm not letting her sleep like she did yesterday because she was up in the night, up and down. She didn't want to sleep with me, she didn't want to sleep in her bed. I just tried to cross my legs. This knee hurts. Okay, a couple of things. Now, Linda, sweetie, I know you love me. I know you do. But I'm going to tell you something. When I was doing just a little bit of research on pampas grass, guess what I found out? It seems that a couple, maybe 3 decades ago, um, manufacturers of pampas grass, um, not the manufacturers maybe, when I saw the headline on this, it almost stopped me in my tracks. Actually, it did. Um, this grass was a sign of the people in the house were swingers. Yep, swingers. And I don't mean gliders, I don't mean swingers, I mean swingers. Yeah. You know I'm 65, Linda. I can barely glide, much less swing. Y'all, when I saw that, I was just like, what? Now, I always knew, my mother told me, don't ever put a red light in your porch light. Because that means that you're, wanting to turn some tricks. And I'm not talking about a card game. But anyway, I just thought that was hilarious. I mean, hilarious. Y'all, I cannot tell you. When I sat there, I was like, what? Maybe I didn't put the right thing in to Google, so I did it again. Pampas grass. It means you're a swinger. I don't swing. Not at all. I don't need a boyfriend. Jerry's not a boyfriend. Terry's definitely not a boyfriend. I don't know, why would somebody think that I would want to be the girlfriend of someone who was old enough to be my daddy? I love Jerry to death. I would do anything for him, and Terry as well. But, I've explained in some other videos, not only have I been married 6 times, I've had a lot of boyfriends in my life, and I'm so content. You have no idea how. I always loved being married, though, obviously, or I never would have done it so many times. But, there's just something about, and then you have children that are 20 years apart. So you go through the raising of children twice. That means twice as many Christmases, twice as many Easters, twice as many birthdays, twice as many Halloweens. I mean, I went through all of that 2 times. And cooking all those meals. If I just had a penny for every meal I've ever cooked, well, I don't even know. I really don't. A bunch of us would be able to go on a cruise as long as the ship didn't leave the harbor. But anyway, I just, I'm so content. I don't have to pick up after anyone else. Thank goodness. I barely pick up after myself. And, if I want to eat Ritz crackers and strawberry jam and peanut butter dip for days on end, I can do that. Or mini corn dogs. My little corn dogs are gone, y'all. I'm going to have to get some more. But I mean, I can do whatever I want. Or I could before we got quarantined. But I was pretty much already being a homebody. But there's just something about um, that freedom, that you're not responsible for someone else. You're not, you don't have to worry about, oh, am I going to go see this movie? Does he want to see that? Or does she want to see that? What am I going to cook tonight? Oh, I'd like to have this, but he didn't really care for that. Um, am I going to stay up late and read until 3 o'clock? Oh, I better not do that. He doesn't like me to do that. It disturbs his sleep. So while I love men and I appreciate y'all, especially when I need a jar opened, and I've got that handled too. But I love men. I just enjoy Jerry's company. He is like so interesting. That man is like an onion. He's got layers and layers and layers. Oh, and Emily, thank you for the offer of some succulents. And girl, when I finally come out there to see you, do not let me pile them up in my van. Okay, don't do it. You've seen my yard. Yeah. Well, I'll take one as a souvenir. But so y'all, I am very blessed. I'm very blessed to be single. I'm very blessed to have a couple of man friends, and especially one that's got muscle. And Jerry is 2 years younger than me, and people are always saying, yesterday afternoon I was over here digging in those front flower beds, and he came over, and of course we all keep our distances, and he said, I was spying on you a while ago. And I thought, oh my Lord, but I knew he was kidding. Larry is not the kind of guy that would do that. Anyway, you can't spy on me. There's nothing to spy on. But he said, I was watching you when you were squatting down there by your flower pit thing that you made. And he said, you were squatted down there for a while. It looked like you were taking pictures or something. And he said, and then when you got up, you just jumped up. He said, do you know, I can't even squat, much less get up. He goes, if I get down, I have got to have something to hang on to help me get up. I've talked about this before, y'all, and I really think that as we get older and less flexible, which let me tell you, I think flexibility is everything. Now, can I put my leg behind my head? No! But now I have to do the other leg, y'all. You can't see, this one doesn't go as good. But anyway, we stop pushing ourselves. And even though at night when I go in the house, I can barely walk, y'all. I have to hang on to my railing over there, which Jerry fixed it. It was real wobbly. He put some big old screws in there for me. See, he's like having a husband but a whole lot better. When we get done hanging out and working in the yard or whatever, he goes home. Perfect. For him, too. Very perfect for him. But anyway, oh my gosh, girl. Letty, the other day I was watching one of your videos, and it might have been this live thing or something, and I don't know what you were talking about. Oh, you were talking about your dreads, which, sweetie, I just can't get used to that. But you kept scratching your head, and I was like, ah, is there stuff in there? I get that itchy scalp too. I finally got back to my regular Pantene shampoo, and now my head's not itching too bad. But yeah, I'm jumping all over the place. It's just one of those videos, worse than usual. But anyway, I love you. You know I do. Thank you for being such a sweetheart to me. But what was I talking about? Oh, being flexible and pushing yourself. And I mean, y'all, I barely make it over to my recliner. And I lay that thing back as far as it will go. I wish it went like that. To take the pressure off of my back. And it eases up a little bit, and then I'll get up and I feed Hazel and do what I have to do, and then we hang out for a little bit, and then she starts whining and wanting to go to bed. And I go to bed, and I've started taking 2 extra. They're not, I saw Anacin in Walmart the other day. Remember we talked about that? The yellow box with the black print. It was Anacin. I was like, well, I'll be darned. And it was a lot more expensive than my Walmart brand that I get 200 pills for $4. Now, that's a bargain. So I picked up some, even though, and I think that was you that sent me from Amazon a big old thing of, I call it Anacin. Anyway, I've got some of that, but it doesn't have the caffeine in it. So in the evening when I go in, I take 2 of those. Now, y'all, I really can't tell a difference. The only thing that works for me is to get completely horizontal. So when I go to bed at night, I put my pillow down and just lay flat back. And in the night, of course, I get that pillow back. And I'm a side sleeper. And so in the morning, normally, unless I really, like a few days ago when I was hauling pavers a lot, I feel okay. I'm fine. I get up, I'm ready to go again. So I'm very blessed, but I hope, and I know that eventually I'm not going to be able to do all of this. And I know a lot of y'all can't do it either. But don't give up. Don't give up. No matter how little you can do. What is that exercise? You go like this, and then you go out, you go up, you go out. If that's all you can do, do it. I just encourage y'all, stay as active as possible. Okay, now, that takes me to another little thing. You see this? It's for babies, I guess. But it's sunscreen in a stick, and it's supposed to be 50 SPF. Now, I think your name is Dave, and you always ask me kind of like the craziest questions. You said the other day, you said, you always say something like, well, no offense, but did you used to be a smoker, or are you a smoker? Now, I assume, that's what I always assume, is because I've got all these wrinkles around my face. Well, it's because I didn't have this good old stuff when I was a kid. Too late. But I love these little things. They're so portable. And I used to keep one in the van. Well, when I lived in the van, of course. But now it gets too hot to leave one in that van. But I mean, you can just treat your nose, around your mouth. And you know what I've thought about doing? And I should have done it before I started getting darker. But I wonder, could you make a smiley face? That would be, that would be so awesome. Now, y'all, I got so dark on my back and a sunburn so bad that it was peeling. Had to take my washcloth and scrub and scrub and scrub. Have you ever peeled a sunburn off somebody's back? I love it. And I like to have mine. My little brother used to peel mine off all the time. He would peel it, and then he would hold it up and he'd say, "Look, sister, how big that piece is. You're just like a snake." Oh, God, I miss my little brother. Anyway, so this would be fun. But I do sunscreen for, you know what, I can reach. And I use this on the back of my neck because I know people get real wrinkly back there. And it's because you've got your head down and you're working. And little on that, I'm going to put a little on that. You see those bruises right there? I just bumped and I fell. Well, I told y'all I fell down this morning. I usually don't fall all the way down. I usually catch myself. But it's because the patio was slippery. Okay, let's see. We've covered that. I'm trying to do something besides yard. Now, I'm going to use my little butter containers as starter things for my seeds, especially my sweet peas that I want to put in the front. So these will be small enough, you know, that, and big enough. I think they're deep enough that they'll start a seed. Oh yeah, they're as deep as those little peat moss thingies. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to try to separate out some of my not pumpkins. Pumpkins are crazy. They go crazy. Sunflowers. Okay. So, I do have this package of, oh, by the way, sweetie, a serious thing. Well, that was serious. It was true. It was a thing. If you had pampas grass in front of your house, you were a swinger. And that's how people, you know, would know to congregate. But it's pretty invasive. So I'm going to try growing some of this in a pot. Or maybe a couple of pots. We'll see how it goes. But I'm kind of afraid to put it in the ground because from what I read, it takes over. So I think it's beautiful. But it does get really big. It gets, oh my gosh, 6 to 10 feet tall. I could plant it over in Stephanie's backyard. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay, but I am going to plant my Johnny Jump Ups, and I am going to start them in a container. I don't know what happened to those seeds, sweetie. I know they weren't out of date. I always look at the date on my seeds, just like I look for the date on my milk when I buy it. But I don't know what happened. I was keeping them moist in the morning and the evening, just like it said to do. I just don't know. It made me so sad. I was so excited. I could just see those little Johnny Jump Ups coming up all through those bricks. So I'm going to put these in some little containers and see if I can start them, and then I'll transplant them. Thank you, sweetie. You have sent me the coolest stuff. When you sent me that, those shamrocks, y'all, I'm going to tell you what she did. I got this package, you know, an express, those white envelopes from the post office, which they're in trouble, y'all. So sad. But anyway, so I open it up, and it's full of these things. They're about that long, and they've got this little tuber thing on the end of them, and they're all smashed and flat, and they look dead. And I'm thinking to myself, what is wrong with this lady? Why is she sending me dead plants? Oh my gosh. And y'all have seen my gorgeous shamrocks that I could not, the first that she sent me that I just was talking about, and I put them back there by the fence where my sunflowers are, and they wouldn't do anything. And then somehow Jerry thinks it's because I was washing maybe the fence or something, and I sent some seeds down there or whatever down there by Stephanie's, and that's where they came up so good. I'm still going to transplant those back there, but I'm going to have to pray about it because they're beautiful. I want to put them out there in that flower pit. Okay, one more thing. Oh gosh, we're going long. Look at this. Isn't she beautiful? She's so cute. Guess where she came from? Jerry picked me up a couple things at the commissary the other day when he took his mom. And I didn't ask him for any butter. I didn't ask him for any Gatorade. He's just a thoughtful kind of guy. And he said, well, I know you talk about butter all the time. I'm going to cut the label off that package. And I don't know. I'm going to do something with it. I just think she is so pretty. But when I saw that, I was like, holy moly, that is so cool. Okay, now I have to end this video, and I'm going to make another one because I'm going to tell y'all, I really, truly am too dumb to be alive. Love y'all. Do something fun. And I know you're being safe. And I'll talk to you probably in a few minutes. I got to put her back in the fridge. Bye now.